There's a saying that a garden grows more than food. A garden grows community, it fosters friendships, and it creates companionship between those that work there and work together to create something great. I'm Nicholas Wright. Hello, fellow St. Edward students. I am here representing and as a proponent of Dove Springs Community Garden out of Mendez Middle School. I'm here to try and convince you to volunteer for what I think is a underworked and under-volunteered organization that I myself volunteer for. It is a small community garden out of a very large middle school, not too far from here, that has a few beds, a chicken coop, a few fertilizer sheds, a little greenhouse area, and it's not as big as it could be. I wanted to show you though that it has a lot of potential, why you should volunteer there, and what work you guys will be expected to do if you do volunteer there. So, as I said, the garden right now is quite small. You can see on the handout there's beds, in the middle it's a monarch garden. It's a pretty ambitious project they're working on. But you'll also notice on the very right image, there is a lot of room to expand. There's room throughout this entire campus and it's all slated for the community garden. And that's really interesting because one thing, you might have seen community gardens around, one thing that they constantly run into as a problem is they don't have enough room to expand. They are usually in little plots of lands and small part of parks. This is an unprecedented amount of land for community garden to grow, and if it's with enough volunteers and with enough love and care given to it, it could actually be the largest community garden in Austin, period. And it also has the unique position of being right in the middle of a middle school and right in the middle of a neighborhood surrounding it. So the theory and the vision of the company is that, or not company, organization, is that as it grows, they can rent out plots of land to help fund the middle school and help fund things within the community. They can strive to have a really large garden that is being tended by volunteers and just community members from all around. And that's kind of an interesting part about volunteering here. When you volunteer here, you're actually becoming part of the community that they're trying to foster. And it's really nice and it's very fulfilling to go there and see that you're helping build a community that needs to be built. Now, when I was there, I was asked to go through typical maintenance work like spread mulch, till the beds, and help clean out the chicken coop. But a lot of the work they have there is very maintenance heavy because the middle schoolers and people from the neighborhood are the ones that actually plant things. You might be asked to do that, but usually it's them. And middle schoolers tend to leave gardens kind of a mess because they're middle schoolers. So you'll usually be asked to keep things in order because gardens get very hard to maintain after a while. You know, dirt gets all over the place, you have to keep it tilled, do all that. But other than that, there's it's not very hard work, it's very fulfilling. You get to see what you've done at the end of the day. You go there, the beds are a mess. After 2 or 3 hours, they're nice and clean, you see everything. It's very fulfilling, it's very rewarding. And it's not very hard. Again, some people are asked to carry things. One woman was asked to just go in and make sure all the hens weren't nervous, which I thought was fun. You might also be asked to clean the grounds of the middle school and the grounds around the garden, which initially I thought was kind of weird, but it was explained to me by the very enthusiastic and very nice organizers that when you clean the middle school and you clean the garden, you're helping to keep this community they're trying to foster pristine. And because the community garden is part of the middle school, and the middle school is part of the garden. So when they both affect one another, and they're both linked. So when you keep one clean, you're helping keep the other clean, and it's helping to grow it and the community around it. Now, you might volunteer, you might work, and I know it's very hard. Everyone's very booked up for time nowadays. I know I thought I was when I signed up for it. I went for it on the big event, but 3 hours seems like a lot, but any amount of time helps. They made it clear to me, you don't have to do the 3 hours, that's the standard shift, but you can go for less, you can go for more. Any amount of time helps them. They're very flexible. Even just tilling one bed is immensely appreciated for them. It's an immense help. And one girl hurt herself. She stubbed her toe really bad, and she was like, "Can I go?" And they're like, "Yeah, please come back again." Everyone's very sweet. Everyone's very nice. All help is very appreciated. It's a very nice experience to be there. And even if the work I said wasn't appealing, if you don't think you can handle tilling the fields or anything, there's plenty of work to do. When you go there, they will find something for you to do. They are always looking for volunteers for many things. There's clerical work to do. There's organization, there's managing. It's very, very open. There's a lot of positions to fill to keep this place running. So don't be scared away by what, like the standard maintenance work. They're very accommodating for all types of volunteers and all types of volunteers' needs. And again, every little bit helps, and that's really important to know for this organization. So yeah, in conclusion, this garden, it's small right now, but it has a huge potential to grow. Everything from the beds to the community to the land that they expand on really can help it expand into something great. A lot of the task is standard maintenance work, but it's very fulfilling. It's pretty easy to do. You get to see what you've done at the end, and the time that you spent is negligible compared to the amount of help and the feeling of accomplishment that you get when you're done. It looks great on a resume too, because you're going to help in middle school, and any bit of help is needed and appreciated. They need more volunteers. There's plenty of times to do it. They mainly work on Fridays and weekends, but there's times during the week to keep it maintained. And if you like it enough, like I'm considering doing, you can even buy your own plot and help the community directly by that. Thank you.